Hey True Believers, England Teen here. So I've done one of these videos before. This is basically everything I read in May, and I rank them from worst to best. I got them separated by what the score was. 1 star is horrible, 2 stars bad, 3 star average, 4 star good, 5 star excellent. I will reiterate that with a little bit of more explanation as to what it means. Obviously, I can only rank what I have read, so if it's missing, it might show up in June, and it might show up, or it might not show up at all. So, once again, I am a little bit behind, so you may see some books that were released in April or something that I picked up on. That being said, let's see, there's 26 comics to get through, so kick back, relax, let's get this party started. The 1 star books, they're horrible. They should be avoided at all cost. For the 1 star books, it was hard just picking which direction I was going to, which one is absolutely the worst. And then I figured, you know what, it has to be the other side of the DC history or whatever. This is absolutely not about the character it's supposed to be about. None of the books are. It's condescending to every race. This is nothing but one man trying to say what he thinks is wrong with the world, and it's just an absolute fail. Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom #1 is at number 25, and it is horrible. When you start a book off with a character in space with this ultimate alien technology and he's complaining about other people's privilege, guys, you gotta get this stuff out of the books. This is a great character. Write about the character. Don't write about what your feelings are, what your bad politics are. Write the story. Write the character. Because you didn't do that here, and it sucked. Number 24 was the Milestone Returns Ultimate Edition, whatever this was. Anyway, the static was horrible. The hardware was bad. The icon was actually pretty good. So that's why it's at the top of the 1 star heap. It almost made it to 2 stars, but not quite. I want to see more of Icon. I want to see less of this static. This static was racist, and he was a murderer, or a potential murderer. And that is not the static people know and love. Next up, we have the 2 star books. They might have had a saving grace that kept them from being horrible, and these are just bad. In Batman number 108, we meet Miracle Molly, who in all honesty knows everything when Batman knows nothing. It's one more of those, haha, we know more about this city than you do. And I get the depowering of Batman over the years from the super bat that he was in the 2000s, but this is ridiculous. Much like I want Captain America to come back, I want Batman to come back, because we haven't seen him in maybe a decade. It's time to bring him back, guys, because whoever they wrote about here, it wasn't Batman. At number 22, we have the future state of Gotham City, and I talked about how horrible this cover is, and come on, guys, it's horrible. Unfortunately, the inside isn't much better. Now, some people said, oh my gosh, they tried to do manga here, and they failed miserable. Hey, great, you put up a style. I like it. You're trying to draw eyes. I've got it. But unfortunately, you need a strong story to go with it, and they missed on that front here. Alright, so we got the 3 star books, which means I either felt nothing while reading them, or I liked it, but just not enough to recommend it. At number 21, we have Haha number 4. This was some sort of weird story that didn't have a lot of words, and that's fine. Sequential art is great, but unfortunately, you have to have a narrative still, and there really wasn't one. This was kind of like the I Am the Walrus of comic books that just threw a lot of images, hoping that maybe you could make sense of it. And while there was an entertaining element to it, ultimately, I kind of think they dropped the ball on this one. Catwoman number 30. Yeah, I told you I was a little bit behind on my books. I was ready to drop Catwoman already before I picked this one up, and after I read it, I was thinking, okay, this is another one of those, we've got a new character. In this case, he's an assassin, and he's going to go after the old villains, and you gotta embarrass him to make him look good. It didn't really resonate with me. It wasn't horrible, it just, it was a book. I read it. Coming in at number 19, we have Way of X number 2, and if you remember, I did do a very good review of the first one. I thought they attacked certain themes that should have been answered, and unfortunately, it really doesn't hit this time. It's not a bad book. I actually enjoyed this, but I don't think I could recommend this one. I do like what was happening, how the minds were being warped and everything, Overall, I just want it to get back to the quality that the first issue showed this book to be. Okay, so have you ever been watching a movie and it seems to start to derail? Well, at number 18 we have Iron Fist Heart of the Dragon number 4, and I've been enjoying it, and I still enjoy it here. It just seems like, I don't know, while I was reading it, I'm like, uh-oh. I can feel it declining a little bit. Like, I can't speak enthusiastically about this as I could the first issues, and I think it's because there might have been studio interference. You never know. At number 17, we have Batman Urban Legends number 3. And the reason why it's here is because it's got a great first story and a lot of pretty good stories, okay stories, kind of meh stories. It's an anthology book. So that means it's going to be uneven. And it is. I love what's going on with the Red Hood. If they could just have put out a Red Hood book as good as this, it would have been perfect. As it is, it's an average Batman anthology book. It should be called The Batman Family. Nuclear Family by Stephanie Phillips is actually a fun book, and I'm enjoying it. Would I recommend issue number 3? Like, the overall story, I recommend it to you, but I'm doing issue by issue. And here, it kind of looks kind of drab because, you know, they're in ducts and all that kind of stuff. They're in air ducts. And the art just isn't as appealing as it has been in other issues. The story is still all right. I'm still digging on this, and I've read issue number 4, ready to go for a review on that. And I'm liking where the story's going. It's just, oh my gosh, it just looks drab. It's a drab-looking book this time around. At number 15, we have Heroes Reborn number 1. I got to admit, I haven't read the subsequent issues. I've just read this one, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. I then also thought that they got to the ending, the big twist at the end, they came to it way too soon. We need more of this world before you get into that. Maybe they had to rush for the story. That being said, like I said, I did enjoy it enough to give it 3 stars at least. The 4-star books are good, and I am legitimately proud to recommend them to you. At number 14, we have The Joker number 2. Why is The Joker number 2 here? Well, because guess what number 13 is? I kind of read them back to back, and in all honesty, I was thinking, wait a second, which one? Wait, which was this? Now, I had a little trouble with issue number 1 because they're hiring James Gordon to be an assassin. This sets everything up. This is him going, okay, I'm going to need this, I'm going to need this. You could tell he knows exactly what he's doing and exactly who he's going after. In The Joker number 3, we get a little bit more of, hey, look, I heard these rumblings going on. This is what's going to happen. Point being is, in Joker number 2 and Joker number 3, at number 13, by the way, or 12, I think. Anyway, it's an intelligent story. The characters are written well. You know how I said I want Batman back? Here we have Commissioner Gordon. Here we have the Joker. These are the characters we know, we love. They should always be written like this. Coming in at number 12, we have The Flash, number 770. This is where Wally West goes back in time and kind of takes over Jay Garrick's body, and he and the Ray have to stop some Nazi scientist. And it's thoroughly fun. It's a very entertaining book. I am kind of surprised they wrote Jay Garrick as a jokester before Wally West got to him. But even still, this is one damn entertaining book. I had a great time with it. The Suicide Squad. What is this? Issue number 3? It's we're on number 11 also. So they're after this teenage super speedster, and Amanda Waller wants her, says nothing is off limits to get her and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically them planning the mission and ending the mission. I think they overdo it on Waller being evil, but otherwise I've been enjoying Suicide Squad, and this is no exception to that particular rule. At number 10, we have Daredevil number 30, and Daredevil is still in prison, and Elektra's still wearing his clothes. Now, the story is pretty good. I'm enjoying it quite a bit. The only thing I would say about it is every once in a while they get together with the Matt Murdock. You got to get out of prison. He's like, no, this is my noble duty, blah, 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 yada, yada. I'm not buying it, and I wish they would put some extra dialogue to it. Otherwise, it's been a very good, very exciting book. I got to tell you, number 9, Eve. It kind of surprised me. I wasn't looking forward to it. I didn't want to pick it up at first, but I Needed an extra $4 comic to get a free stamp, so I picked it up and thoroughly enjoyed it. This is really good storytelling. It's got good art in it as well. Yeah, it's a little cartoonish, but it works for the story. This is good world building. It tells you everything you know. It tells you all the proper motivations, and it says, here, take off. And I hope the next issues are as good as this one. At number 8, we have Stillwater number 7, and this is the return after the big conclusion of the last issue where the town hall got blown up. This is where we find out that somebody's been keeping a military secret from the judge even, and it kind of gets a little scary. So this is, I guess this would be the middle chapter to any trilogy. I'm really looking forward to where they take it. If you're not reading this, you're doing yourself a huge disservice. At number 7, we have Nocturna number 3. This is where we meet the big baddie. What is it? Blacktop Bill, I think he's called, and he's a pretty big baddie. But our young hero Noctera is up to the challenge, we should say, with her big rig. It's a really exciting, mostly action book. You get some characterization. I don't want a lot of characterization on Blacktop Bill. I think he's a great horror character. Let's keep him a little bit of a mystery. I think that's working for it, and it's just driving the narrative. Can't wait for issue number 4. At number 6, we have The Lighthouse, number 1. This book I put in my box, I put it in the pull file, and I just left it there. And when I finally read it, I was like, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long to pick this up? This is amazing. I know issue number 2's out. I'm excited to read that. This is all about a lighthouse in the middle of a whole bunch of wormholes. Pirates come, take over the lighthouse because they want to attack a certain ship. That's the basis of it. I'm telling you, this is some great art, great writing. Check it out. At number 5, we've got The Good Asian number 1, which, unlike modern day, this is real. Okay, it takes place in the 40s. It's a good, old-fashioned detective story. I like the character. I like the fact that while he's got a sense of morality, he's not afraid to overstep it a little bit to get what he needs as far as law enforcement is concerned. There's a lot going on here, and I'm just happy I put it in the pull list. Well, have you ever been doing a countdown and by the end you realize, oh my gosh, my numbers are way off? Guess what I just did? I'm missing 2. I don't know what happened, but Good Asian is 3, not 5. The next book is the second place book, and then we'll get to the first place. Sorry about that, gang. I'll do better next time. So coming in at second place at number 2 is The Last Ronin. I believe this is issue number 4. Now, oh my gosh. And yes, you can tell who kicks the bucket just by the covers on this, and that's the story we get to. It's just exciting. These books are so badass. I'm not even a Turtles fan, I'm telling you, and this has me riveted. This is one of the books I look forward to the most every month. Just bring me that Last Ronin. I look forward to this so much. Such a great book. But it's not the best. I mean, it's really good, and it almost made the 5 stars. We do have 1 5-star book, and this is because I'm going to do a little preview review here. This is because this book elevated its own story. I was already riveted. This, much like The Last Ronin, this is a book that I was already looking forward to every month, but this one took its story from here and found another level to it that I didn't know existed. So, ladies and gentlemen, the number 1 comic and the only book to receive 5 stars in May is Stray Dogs, issue number 4. I have been praising this book since it first got out. There hasn't been a weak issue. There hasn't even been a weaker issue, tell you the truth. I know a lot of people are kind of put off by the cartoon Disney-style drawings here, because it does play against what's going on in the narrative, but this is one incredible narrative, and I kind of like the Disney style here as well, but you probably knew that just by my shirt. This is an incredible book. Buy this book. So there you go, gang. That's my top, I guess 24 it would be. I thought it was 26. I apologize. So anywho, there you go. Stray Dogs is the winner of May. Last Ronin, very close second. Very close freaking second. You should be picking those books up, or at least get them in trade paperback. If you have read any of these, tell me. Did I put something too low, too high? What do you think? I think that Stray Dogs is amazing, by the way. Absolutely amazing. So let me know what you think in the comments below. You know the drill. Like, share, subscribe. That just helps out the algorithm if you want to help out the channel. Otherwise, there's a Ko-Fi, there's a Patreon in the what do you call it, description below. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.